this is Andrew Musser. I'm the product manager for Shuv here at Loop. In the first part of this video series, I showed you how Shuv completes your toolchain for deploying software updates from developers to machines in the field. I also introduced you to the main concepts of Shuv, namely machines, pipelines, and deployments. As promised, in this second video, I'll show you how to connect your repository to Shuv by creating a new pipeline. Let's go. Here we have the Shuv homepage, and we'll jump straight in by creating a new pipeline. Within the Shuv framework, a pipeline points to a user repository and defines which portions of that repo trigger a build. I'll start by providing a name and a description for our pipeline. Then I'll enter the repository URL by simply copying it from the host website. In this case, I'm hosting my repo on GitHub, so the credentials I need to provide take the form of a username and personal access token. Next, I need to specify the location of various resources in my repo that Shuv will use during the build. Let's start with the path to the Automation Studio project in the repo. Then I'll enter the name of the AS configuration to build, and in this case my simulator runs off the same AS config as the physical system, so the two config names will match. I want Shuv to generate an executable installer for my simulator every time the build runs, so I'll check this box. And in the last step, I specify that pushes to the feature Shuv demo branch should trigger a pipeline execution. We'll let Shuv crank away as it creates the resources needed for this pipeline. Once it's done, Shuv drops us on the new pipeline's home page. We see that the pipeline has not yet been built, so I'll head over to the settings page to walk through the next steps. First step is to ensure my AS project meets the minimum requirements for Shuv. Second step is to confirm that the personal access token I provided earlier has read access. Third step is to add the Shuv webhook to my repo. For GitHub, this is under the settings section of the repository, and I'll make sure GitHub sends me webhooks for both tag and push events. Fourth step is to download the assets generated by Shuv and import them into my AS project. It's important here to carefully walk through the instructions in this step to deploy and configure all of the resources. The fifth step prompts me to make several AR config changes in my project, and the sixth step downloads the shuv.config file, which I'll place at the root of my repo. The seventh and last step for our demo today is to commit and push the changes. This should include everything done in steps 4 through 6 if you're checking your working directory changes. Now, you may have noticed that I did not have to build my AS project locally. That's Shuv's job. So let's sit back and watch it work its magic. Shuv detects the push event and starts by checking out the branch I defined earlier. It then starts building the specific commit that was pushed to that branch. I can jump to that commit on GitHub to ensure it's building what I expect. And after the build completes, the build artifacts are uploaded to the pipeline as packages. I can see here that my pipeline run completed successfully, and by navigating to the Packages tab, I can access the PLC installer and the simulator that my build produced. Stay tuned for the next episode, where I'll introduce a physical PLC into the picture and show you how Shuv deploys the pipeline software update to your machines.